What's going on, guys? So over the past several years I've made quite a few different videos on my favorite pairs of boots and why, and I've also made a couple videos on what I believe the best way to waterproof those boots are. However, I've never made a video about socks. So the topic of today's video is going to be about my favorite pair of socks and also, in my opinion, what the best way to keep your feet warm in winter is. So just my opinion. If you think differently, kudos to you, but this is just my opinion. So before we continue on, let's take a quick look at the human body and how the human body works. When it gets cold out and your body begins to lose heat, it's going to obviously prioritize. So it's going to prioritize your chest cavity as well as your brain, because you need obviously your heart and your brain and your lungs, and your main organs to survive. So your extremities are not a priority. So in order to have warm feet in the winter, it's important to wear good warm thermal layers in order to try and keep as much heat in your body as possible, because if you don't have any extra heat to go to your extremities, then no matter what kind of pair of socks you're going to wear, your feet and hands are obviously going to be cold. So number one, make sure you have a good thermal layer. Now, these are the socks that I wear all year round, and I think they are the best pair of socks out there. So these socks are Working Person's 8766. This is a 4-pack. I only know that they're available on Amazon. Now, here's the price. They're $25 a pair for a 4-pack. They're $25 for a 4-pack, which that sounds expensive, and I'm a bit of a penny pincher myself, but I want to say this is my 6th pair that I've bought. And all my previous pairs are still in service. It's just, I get kind of lazy when it comes to time to wash my clothes, so, I just let them amass in a pile and I just wash them all at one time. Now, I've been outside in the elements for the past 8 years of my life, and again, I think these are the best pairs of socks that I've ever had. I've tried boot socks from Walmart, I've tried the Carhartts, I've tried, a couple different types from Sears, and honestly, nothing compares to these. So, what makes these the best in my opinion? Well, I believe that they're the right thickness. They're not super thin, which is very common. They're very comfortable to wear. I can go walk on these on hardwood floor and I can still feel a little bit of padding. I feel like the padding is a little bit thicker around the heel and the toe. Also, they conform to my feet very well, time and time again. My oldest pairs of socks from this company, when I put them on, they're not as new and as fresh as a new pair of socks, but the elastic's still good and it really conforms to my feet well. Another benefit is these socks are made in America, which I'm always all for that. It's probably why they're such high quality too. Additionally, these are 75% cotton, and I really like cotton socks. In my opinion, cotton allows your feet to breathe, in that it allows moisture to escape. However, it also keeps the heat in. Now, these are another pair of socks that I've tried for the winter. These are Cabela's wool socks, and I think I spent like $15 a pair for these. I ended up buying like 4 pairs of these, cost me, I don't know, around $60 plus shipping and tax. And I've tried these quite a few times in the snow, and honestly, I hate them. These are, I don't know what the percentage of wool in here is, but these are wool socks. Here's what I like wool socks for. I like them when it's cold outside, or it's cold in the house and I just want to wear these around the house. I like them for that. But my experience with wool socks is they're very thick and they don't allow moisture to escape. I've had days where it's been really cold out and my feet have still sweat in the cold and the moisture just stays trapped inside these cotton socks. Here's another more advanced opinion that I have of keeping your feet warm. With these wool socks, these are much thicker than my cotton socks, and in my opinion, when you have a sock that's really thick, so thick that it's making contact with the inside leather on the boot, I feel like that makes your feet colder quicker, because what happens is the cool air cools down the leather on the boots, right? And then with the sock in your foot pretty much making direct contact with that outside leather, that cold or the outside cool temperatures transfer into your feet much quicker, as opposed to having a cotton sock that is not as thick as the wool sock. But with these cotton socks, what I believe happens is I have the leather on my boots and the cotton sock and in between the leather on my boots and the sock, there's a little bit of space. And have you ever seen a double pane window? Well, the reason there's double pane is because there's a little bit of air or some type of gas in between the two panes. And air is actually one of the best insulators. So in my opinion, because I have that little bit of air in between the boot wall and my sock, my feet stay warmer. So that's my opinion on that. Again, everything you just heard is my opinion. However, I do feel like I do make some valid points. I'd be curious to hear if anybody has any differing opinions from me, but I mean, when it comes to wool socks, I'm not a fan. I think they're great for slippers in the house, otherwise, you know, no good for your feet. And additionally, not wanting the sock to contact the leather on the boot, I think I make a good point there that you do want to have a little bit of gap so you have that air for insulation there. And yeah, I just, these socks are absolute winner for me. You know, long lasting, very comfortable, made in the USA. They're expensive, but as the old saying goes, never cheap out on your feet, your clothes, or your stomach, and you're going to be a happy guy working outside. So that's all I have for today's video. If you guys are interested in these socks, completely up to you. I'll leave a link in the description so you can easily find them. And that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and subscribe for more.